And we are live. Brett the Pikey Johns. We are deep within the middle of the coronavirus crisis. We're in lockdown in our houses at the minute. Obviously, nice to have a chat. How are you keeping, buddy? How are you getting on at the moment?
Yeah, not too bad. To be honest, everything's going smooth for me. I was meant to be fighting on the 25th of April anyway, so I've kind of like tried to keep in shape. I think a lot of people are looking at me on social media and probably thinking, "Oh, look at this Muppet. He's just training through it and blah blah." But I think people have forgotten that I had a fight booked. So, and another thing as well, it was just like when you're in lockdown, it's very, very difficult to try and stay on a diet. If you're always in your house and you got food in your house and stuff, it's so difficult as a fighter because, look, in my opinion, the majority of fighters, especially at the lower level, have a lot of like food disorders, man. We deprive us of our food for so long that when we get no fights or when we're out of fights, then you just go absolutely wild on food. So, I think the lockdown for me, if I don't train and don't follow a bit of a diet, then I'll go off the chain, and I need to really stay on what I'm doing. And I've been training. I've been training twice a day, other than the weekends where I will train. Like the last weekend just gone, I felt fine, so I did one session on Saturday and two on Sunday. Usually when I'm in fight camp, I'll have one session on a Saturday and take a Sunday off. But it is what it is. It's got to be done. And like in my opinion, now if I can keep my weight down, because it's no secret that was my big thing, my weight issue. Now at the minute, I'm feeling on cloud nine. I just want to, keep it going with the diet, keeping strict with my food, doing a lot of training. I'm running a lot, and I'm still in touch with the boys. I can't wait to get back up to show MMA and meet up with the boys and crack on. But for the minute, obviously, we can't do nothing about it, which is disappointing, I guess, because I'd love to have a crack with the boys up there. I miss Des just being loud in the gym, and obviously training with Jack Orban, Tucker, Josh Reed, all the boys really. I'm missing that bit of it, but everybody understands this is what we got to do, and so as like my home stuff though, it's going good. I just got to keep my diet. I think from February 29th to now, I've lost 10 pounds. So but at the end of the day, if I didn't have that fight booked, I think I'd be 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So
it couldn't have come at a worse time, really, could it? This because, like you said about obviously being up around the crack with the boys. I come and did all the interviews the week of UFC London. Obviously, we had Jack Marshman, Jack Shaw. You were preparing for a fight. Oban was preparing for a fight on Cage Warriors the week after. I mean, there was a big sort of succession of fights coming for a lot of the Welsh guys, and obviously this has come and disrupted it. It really has kind of hit us right at a bad time. And of course, Tony Khabib, like it's one of those at the minute, isn't it? I know we got to do it, but it's talk about timing.
It was like I said, this year was meant to be a big year for Welsh mixed martial arts. Obviously myself fighting in January, John and Jack were fighting in March. I had another fight booked for April. Welsh MMA was looking. We had a good start. Mason Jones picking up the title as well. Was amazing. A big thing. The Welsh MMA scene at the minute is growing at a rapid pace. It really is, and it's an honor to watch. I've been in this sport a very long time with the likes of like people like John, Jack, and even Jack Shaw's been in that sort of circle for a long time as well as a youngster, and to see it grow to what it is now is amazing. And okay. This COVID-19 has put a bit of a speed bump on things, but it's not going to stop the momentum of Welsh MMA on the rise. It's not going to stop that. At the end of the day, I've been since being in quarantine. I miss. This is going to sound really weird, but I miss contact with another male. I miss the contact.
That's got to be said in context. So now I can see that being clipped out and put in a different thing later.
Yeah, but I miss. I am grappled now, or I am. Like the last time I grappled was I went up to Shore MMA with Scott, and we went up there to grapple the boys and did a bit of wall wrestling. And even at the time, we just took that completely for granted. Like, it's been week 3 and, I can't wait to try and get some sort of like rolling or some sparring in. But
mentally difficult, Brett. Obviously, going from training every day, you're a professional athlete, to I know you're still training in the house, but like you said, you don't have that same sort of team around you. Is it tough mentally?
That bit. The bit of like not having the team around you. Like, I am very close with a lot of certain fighters, and I like to chat with them and go for coffees and all that, and just interact with people. I don't think it's just the team. I think it's my family as well. I'm not interacting much with my family. I go see my grandparents, but with this COVID-19, I think my grandparents are quite if they caught it, they would be very very ill. So I'm missing them sort of people. So. Yeah, mentally it's hard. Mentally it's tough. I'm not a lonely person. I've got so much following of people talking to me. It might be online, yeah, but I haven't felt lonely. And this, and to be honest, I spoke to Shaky and Carl Parker about this as well. I think this time right now is good for me personally, because everybody knows I'm quite injury prone, so this is time for me to heal up from them old. Like, I was speaking to James Wallace actually as well about my shoulder. My right shoulder's been a massive factor of most of my injuries. I can throw a right hook now, just being in quarantine for 3 weeks and hitting the bag, and throw my right hook a bit better.
Come back, have some time off then, perhaps.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm giving time for my body to kind of heal up, and I think especially for the guys who like always train, like, I think the people at the top of my head who always train, people like Orban, Jack, even when they got to fight, they'll have like maybe a week off, and then they'll be back in the gym. And for them guys, you never heal properly, but this is time for us to heal. And I think for a lot of fighters from the UK and the world, it's going to be I think subconsciously a good thing.
Yeah, and obviously you have that break, and then you're ready to come back, perhaps. So hopefully we'll have some good fights to come back to. Getting into some juicy stuff for you then, Brett. I don't know how much of this is true. UFC Fight Island. Have you heard anything about that? Have you been told anything about Fight Island?
I will come clean, okay? I know absolutely nothing about this island. I know, I to be honest, I haven't had confirmation that my fight is off April 25th.
Oh, really?
I don't know what's going on. Like, the other day, I met my manager. My manager doesn't know what's going on. It's I think a lot of people, even I've spoken to certain fighters, and they've been speaking to UFC officials. They don't know what's going on. It's a bit like that at the minute. Like, it's nuts though. When I look at the whole picture, it's crazy. Am I a fan of the Fight Island? Yeah, I bet it was like Ibiza, but for fighters. I bet it would be a good crack over there. But I think I think they announced last night that they were going to put a fight card on in May.
Yeah.
That's this COVID-19 thing is serious, man. It really is serious, and I think a lot of people, especially in America, I think for the people in the UK, I don't think we've had it bad, but I think like America have had it horrendous over there, and I think it's only just beginning, really. So I don't know how it's going to work. To be completely honest, I've got my sight set on something. It's a few months away though. I got my sights on August 15th, which is Dublin. I don't know whether that will happen or whether it won't happen. I think that the travel ban for us, for the UK, will be lifted soon enough, but I don't think it will be for America. So I see Ireland, the UFC Ireland card, being more for the European talent.
Yeah.
So, for people not to travel to America. Like, I've spent my last four fights in America. I absolutely love it out in the States. It's amazing. And if someone said to me right now, "Oh, look, every fight you're gonna have for the rest of your career is gonna be in the States," I'd be okay with it. I'd be happy with it. But it'd be nice to get that bit of support back home. I miss that crowd, that Welsh crowd, and
back where you got your first win as well, Ireland. Obviously, you got your first UFC win out in Belfast, so some good memories. You and Marshman out there as well in Ireland, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to get back on that card, I don't think.
I think it'd be amazing. I think I think Dublin is a little bit closer than Belfast as well.
Yeah.
My dad actually drove out there. My dad doesn't like fly in, and obviously with his health issues, right now we think he's in like week 4 or week 5 of quarantine in his house. but he's got a lot of health issues. My dad does. He's my first coach, and he wants to be there. He drove to UFC Glasgow. He's drove to Belfast. You know, I think Dublin would be nice for him to get out and watch that. He'd be happy to drive out there for sure.
Yeah, no, that would actually be a good one. And I think a realistic goal as well, to be honest, because like you said, with flight restrictions, with travel bans, getting to America could be tough at the moment. So I think, yeah, fingers crossed for Dublin now then. But
yeah, I don't
could be
know.
a good one.
I don't know who they'd give me though. You know, if they are looking for like, I heard rumours it would be more for the European-based guys, and I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know, there's a lot of like good bantamweights in Europe. Okay, there's lots there. You know, I think there's four or five British bantamweights that would be good fights. You know, other than me and Jack, who are the only two who train together. But then you've got obviously Davy Grant, you've got Nathaniel Wood. They'd be good fights as well. So I see that card being filled more for the British fighters. You know, whoever they want to give me, that's completely fine. I don't really pick and choose now. I'm a bit like Churchill, the nodding dog. I'm like a bobblehead. I just go like this every person they ask for. But you know, believe it or not, a few years ago I was scheduled to fight Davy Grant before. You know, so you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, the Montel Jackson fight is realistically what I wanted. Yeah. You know, Montel was a unusual fighter to be up against. A really tall southpaw, quick 1-2 down the pipe. You know, good wrestler. Apparently, his hands, and I didn't know this, his hands are bigger than Francis Ngannou's.
Oh, really? Is that who told you that, Brett?
Daniel Cormier told me that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Ngannou's got some big hands, mate. I've seen Ngannou in person. He's a giant guy.
But I said I don't care if his hands are big. as long as he doesn't slap me, then we got a problem then, you know. I don't think it's very fair if he slapped me with them hands. But no, Montel Jackson was a fight that I did like. It intrigued me. But obviously that I don't see that happen for a very long time. But yeah, there we are.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to tag Montel Jackson in this video when we upload it and see if we can get him to post a picture of his gigantic hands. I think that's the world needs to see. If he's got bigger hands than Ngannou, I mean, God help
it. Imagine taking a Stockton slap from him.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool. And obviously, you know, watching the card they meant to have on for May time. Cejudo versus Dom Cruz is an interesting one. I like the sound of that. I would love to watch that.
Gaethje and Tony, I think, is the other.
Yeah,
Gaethje
Tony would be a really good fight as well. There's a lot of good fights for that card, but for a bantamweight fight, I'm a massive fan of both Cejudo and Cruz. So that'll be absolutely awesome to watch, you know. And believe it or not, years ago, that was a fight I wanted. I think it was before the Aljamain Sterling fight. I thought, right, if I beat Sterling here, then I'd ask for the Cruz fight. So I'm interested in watching that.
Yeah, very tough opponents as well. Who do you see winning that one, by the way?
I've wrote Cejudo off about 2 or 3 times. The TG fight, I wrote him off. The Moraes fight, I wrote him off. Man, he's looking better and better though. You know, like the Moraes fight was the for me personally was the more was the better fight for me. You know, he beat TJ and I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that happening, but I couldn't see him beating Moraes, which he did. And man, I don't care what anybody says. I'm a big fan of Cejudo and he's tough as nails, man.
Yeah, no, he's a great fight. Is that a fight you'd see yourself having down the line?
Oh, you know, Lewis, you know me, mate. After a few ciders, I fight Brock Lesnar in the car park. It won't bother me.
Well, I wanted to ask you as well, just touching, because we spoke about this before and we ended up losing a lot of the interviews because of UFC London dropping out. But your last fight, it was a massive win for you. You took some time out. You dealt with a few injuries. You come back, and one thing I was going to say, I don't know if this was just maybe me reading it wrong, but I interviewed you on Fight Week over the phone, or maybe it was the week before Fight Week, and you didn't seem quite yourself. You seemed a little bit down in the dumps. I was thinking, is he not feeling good? But then you come out of Fight Week and absolutely put on, I would say probably the best performance of your career, arguably. Great win, 50 grand bonus. What was going on there in that week leading up?
To be honest, I think it was a lot of to do with nerves.
Yeah.
You know, I knew how much I'd ride in that fight, and look, I know I'm a top 10 fighter. I know I'm a top 5 fighter. I really do. Like, you know, I truly believe that. And in the gym, when I got boys telling me this every day, I truly believe I'm at that level. And I felt like I was on two fight losing skid, and I thought if I lose this fight now, then I've gone from being a guy who could make the top 5 into a guy that's been cut after 5 fights in the
Yeah.
UFC. There was a lot of pressure there, you know. I wouldn't say I was in Miami for the first week. I loved Miami. It was absolutely amazing. Managed to go to Hard Knocks 365, Henry Hoof's gym. Henry wasn't there. He was on holidays in Thailand, training, all fairness to him. But being around them guys, and, you know, I was watching Gorgon Saki hit the pads. I saw
Yeah.
Anthony Rumble Johnson, Vito Belfort, all these guys train, and
Legends.
legends of the sport. And I being there was that added more pressure. I'm thinking these are guys who have watched legends, and I want to get to where they were at.
Yeah.
But if I lose this next fight, it's all gone. So I did put a lot of pressure on me. You know, the only positive, well, not only positive, but the positive thing out of it all, I had a good team behind me. At the week before fight week, I had my brother James Wallace, I had Aiden James, I had camera guy Nathan out there with me, and it was a good team to have around. It was funny. I was always smiling, I was always laughing. I was really relaxed, but in the same breath, really nervous about what was happening fight week. And to be honest, with the actual fight itself, first round was okay. Second round was absolutely god awful, and the beginning of the third round was bad, and then the finish was okay, I guess. You know, so overall, it was a below average performance in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is.
I think Gravely's a guy that not many people will have heard too much about, but he's really, really good. So that's why I think if you've sort of seen his fights before, and then you see obviously like it was a brilliant first round. I don't know. Did you gas a little bit trying to get a finish in the first?
I don't know about gas. It's weird, right? Okay, because obviously I felt fit, man. I've never not been unfit in fights. I just feel like I always hit that second wind in every sort of like long distance fight I have. You'll always see me hit that second wind, and I felt like I wasn't so much gassed. I just felt like it was more to do with like rust. I think not being underneath the lights and stuff, you know, because in that third round, then I was fine again. You know,
Yeah,
it was
back to it in the third round.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, to be honest, to this day, I might have been gassed. I'm not really too sure, but I remember someone coming up to me in the hotel after the fight saying, "Man, were your legs gassed?" I was like, "No." And then I watched the video back, and I'm going back to the corner, jelly legged. I'm thinking, "Oh, actually, it might have been gassed." But no, but Gravely was like, he was either a 2-time world champion or a 3-time world champion on his regional circuit. CES world champion. He was King of the Cage world champion. You know, he was good, man. And
tough guy, yeah, very tough.
Yeah, like I fought multiple world champions now. You know, I went to a point where I was fighting world champions. I was like, I beat a world champion. And now I fought multiple world champions. I'm beating the majority of them, you know. And that's why I know I'm at that level. And that's why I know, you know, the win over Gravely was huge for me. People were like, "Oh, look at this up and coming guy, you know, Tony Gravely, and he's young in the game." But people forget they were looking at me as the veteran. I'm a year or 2 years younger than Gravely.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in this sport a very long time, and I think a lot of people forget that now.
Yeah. So, epic win, a finish, 50 grand bonus. What are you spending your money on?
My house.
Yeah.
Try to pay my way. You know what I mean? But to be honest, that's another thing as well. Like I had 17 months off, so you know, when you fight in the States, like a lot of people realize that the tax laws out there are absolutely insane. So
really?
the majority of my money went to Donald Trump's wall basically. Yeah. But like, no, you know, I come back home. I owed some people money, like my mother, I owed her money. My girlfriend, I owed a lot of money too. So I just wiped my debts clean, and it was nice to have that freedom. And not that my girlfriend's been brilliant over the years. She has, like, and you know, not that she ever did pester me about the money, but it was nice to pay her off.
Yeah.
And obviously be sitting in the house I am now. So I haven't got much money left. That's why the April 25th was like really good for me time-wise.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. I'll be okay until August, I'm sure. And it'd be nice to get out of quarantine and spend some time with my friends. That's kind of why as well that I'm trying to keep in good nick. I'm going to try and keep the training going now until the end of quarantine. Then have a day where I can go out with my friends and socialise and have a few beers.
Yeah.
Then we're back on it then. But at
Yeah.
least, but the good thing is at least I haven't spent the last 4 weeks drinking and eating rubbish food.
Yeah.
I'm in good nick. One day won't be bad at the end of this quarantine, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
What's your, just lastly, Brett, what's your home training setup like at the minute?
Right, so good. Well, basically, to start off with, I was going to get a commercial treadmill. That's one of the big things I was going to get. And I just thought, what's the point of having a treadmill in your house when you're allowed to do your daily exercise outside for starters?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really got a good bike. So my girlfriend's brother, Nathan, he basically was given his spin bike to my girlfriend's mother, but she said, look, you can borrow it for the time being. So I'm using the spin bike. You know, I'm doing up between 1 and 2 hours a day. I'm doing on that. And then I'm running a lot. I also bought a bag bracket. And one of my mates, Dan Thomas, donated me like a 3-foot punch bag, which apparently belonged to Steve Collins, the WBO world champion boxer.
Interesting.
So I've been using that bag with the
Yeah.
bag bracket, skipping. I've been doing loads of body weight exercises. I got my S&C coach who's out in Las Vegas, Kyle Larimer, who works in the UFC PI. He's been sending me stuff. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not on top of it like I should be, but you know, it's not as if I'm not training. So I'm doing a lot of different things, and yeah, man, the only thing I'm missing really is grappling and sparring, and that's it, really. You know,
Just that human male contact, as you said.
I miss that male contact, Lewis.
Yeah, no, fair play, buddy. Well, Brett, honestly, thank you for taking the time. Like I said, it's a weird time. We haven't got much to talk about, really. I know that 20 minutes went really fast, considering there's no fights going on. But we look forward to seeing you in August, or maybe even in April, if that fight's it's not officially called up yet.
We'll see. I put it this way, I'm ready for it. So if they want to do it, they'll do it. But yeah, we'll see.
Brilliant. Well, Brett, take care of yourself, buddy, and we'll see you when you're back in there. Okay.
Nice, Lewis. Thank you, mate. Thank you.